Actually, I didn't see it. I had walked to go get water when you got... I came down and all I heard about was you being hurt
Injured?
suddenly.
Yeah, dude, he did it twice. He slammed me down twice on it, and that's where I was like, oh, God.
He's still getting those
Is he bigger?
repressed memories out from when I broke his collarbone.
Oh, Ben.
You broke his collarbone?
Ben's, his brother's.
The only
His
bone I've
brother's-
ever broken was my brother's.
Wow.
I tackled him during a game.
It's kind of funny, like, to think about that, because, like, even this, like, Ben didn't, like... I mean, he threw me hard, and it didn't break. So it's kind of like, how hard did you hit him for it to actually break then?
Part of it was because I tackled him, but when I grabbed him, I got both of his arms when I grabbed him.
Oh, so
So basically, my weight and his weight came straight
So you
down.
had him, like, backed up like this.
There was no way to brace it.
But it's like, I always think of that, because,
so
like,
you
I've
can't
done a
brace
lot of stupid things, like, in my day, and I've been, like, hurt a lot, and it's like, I've never really broken anything, and I've, like, snowboarding, I've taken, like, straight up and falling down, and I'm like, I always wonder, how is it I'm getting hit this hard and
bounce
landing
back
this
so
hard
quick.
and not, bouncing back and then not breaking anything. But you see, like, the basketball dude, like, jump up to shoot a basketball and
Just
just
snap his
land,
leg in
and it
half.
just snaps.
yeah,
Well,
those
it's
are-
like, I'm flying up in the air and, like, landing on my neck or my arm down like this, nothing's breaking, and this dude's just jumping, like, a couple feet
The
and
human
landing.
body is so weird because you have people get, like, tossed off, the bulls during bull riding, and, like, as they're going off, like, the horn hits them in the side of the head, and they just, like, stand up and they're fine, and then you have the person who, like, trips going up a step and somehow dies.
Yeah.
It's everything.
It's such a weird, like, fragile thing, because it's like the body seems so tough. It's just like you see, like, the dudes on Jackass, like, all this stuff they, like, go through.
Guys.
It's like, okay, so this happens, and just like you said, but then, like, people, like, break their ankle, like, just stepping off a curb wrong, and it's like the craziest thing.
Varies from person to person.
I know.
For sure.
Yeah.
That's why you drink your milk, kids.
Actually, there was a study that came out that it was like drinking milk doesn't actually really make your bones any stronger.
No, because it's not.
No, they actually said they said there's other places to get calcium better.
Well,
from.
coral
So this-
calcium's actually pretty
Coral
good.
calcium I've heard of, yeah.
And because the calcium from
Sounds like
cows,
some hippie shit.
because the calcium from cows isn't actually like milk. That milk isn't like great for our bodies necessarily.
Yeah, and plus they have like a bunch of
I mean, I like the taste.
Hormones and
Especially with
everything.
chocolate.
chocolate. Strawberry, man. All of them. Have you-
I really haven't had strawberry milk since I was like a kid.
Oh,
You know-
okay. But you have chocolate milk all the time.
Yeah, because I'm an adult. I want Jordan.
He's
Graduated with chocolate
upgraded.
milk. Oh, man.
I mean, I'm pretty
Take
sure
your
at this point
vitamins.
we just faded in and started, so
Oh,
we're
we
in the
did
middle
at
of
some
that
point.
conversation.
yeah. Hi guys.
Hello.
Yes, welcome back.
To next topic.
I'm Jordan.
I feel like you snuck that in there before I even
I
had
know.
time.
I know. That's the
We
point.
always try to
I'm
sneak stuff in before you can.
RJ.
I'm Dylan.
Always hesitant with your name.
It's because I'm always thinking of, like,
Maybe
to
it's
say
because of
something
all the
else.
times he's been hurt.
Yeah, maybe
He
it's all
doesn't
the
remember his
the
name.
head injuries.
Now
My
that we're talking about it, maybe
my
you got
9
CTE.
concussions. My 9 concussions I've had. Maybe.
That's the stuff from
It's,
that the
yeah.
football players were dying from,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Will Smith concussion.
Yep.
I saw that movie.
Yep. What
With
did
him
you
and his
think of it?
girlfriend.
You did? You guys all saw it together?
Yeah, me and my girlfriend were like, let's get a movie, and I was like, oh.
You guys actually picked that movie?
Yeah, she picked that and
She
Spotlight.
picked that movie? Oh, wow. You
She
guys
picked
went,
2
like,
movies,
very
and then they were like,
dramatic.
"Hey, let's invite RJ because I'm at the house too."
Yeah, yeah.
They're like, "Hey, RJ, you want to watch a movie?" I was like, "I guess." And then they showed me the 2. I was like, "Obviously, want to watch the football one or whatever this other crap is."
Spotlight's about Catholic priests raping people.
Oh yeah, that's what
It
I
won
want to
Best
watch.
Picture.
So
I know, I'm never...
It was kind of
I
like,
never agree with the Academy.
I think it was a good movie.
What,
like,
Spotlight or...
Yeah, Spotlight to like watch. Like, I don't think I'd want to pay, and I don't think it was like Best
There's certain
Picture.
movies
I
where
mean,
you
it was
watch and
fun
you'll
to
be like-
learn about how they discovered it all, and I think
it's
it's
not
kind
like
of a
you're
good.
gonna repeatedly watch that movie.
Yeah, I mean, even Concussion and that. I mean, it was a good movie, but
I
I
don't
wouldn't
know that
watch
I'd
it.
ever watch it again.
Yeah,
No, I
if
wouldn't
only you
watch
didn't
it.
own it.
Yeah.
You owned it? Did you get it for
I
like
got
$2
it.
at
Yeah,
Hastings?
I got it at Hastings, so that's why we did that.
Tina and I saw a promo to it. That's how we got into seeing
Yeah.
one.
So it wasn't a bad movie.
No, it's different.
I think
I mean, sorry, I feel like that's kind of just the state of a lot of movies these days. It's like, it's like
just alright, right?
it's an alright movie, and I don't care to see it again.
that's why Hastings
lot of
is
mediocre.
business.
That's why they went out of it.
because all these crap
They
movies.
went out of business because their pricing was terrible.
Yeah, that's true.
I always have to go back to the fact that they were still trying to sell copies of Mass Effect 1 for like $20 when you could get the same one for $5 at GameStop. Of course, I'm not going to
compete with like GameStop.
I got all 3 of the Mass Effect games for less than $20 at GameStop.
Yeah.
Screw you, Hastings.
I never.
too soon.
that's-
Doesn't exist
wow.
anymore.
Exactly.
That's why I bought movies there, not
Capitalism's
video
good.
games.
No, they had everything there though.
Yeah, but I really only bought.
I
I bought
got
comic
movies.
books.
Their
books,
memorabilia
movies,
was pretty
movies.
good.
They did have a good.
It was
memorabilia
way
section.
overpriced, but it was
Well,
pretty
yeah.
fun.
For what?
Yeah.
The memorabilia, like
Yeah.
that Hand of the King
Yeah, I
badge
saw
that I
that.
worn,
Yeah.
was $15 for that little thing.
Yeah,
that
that
I
is
bought.
silly. That's a silly.
But I had to
price
have
for
it.
that. Speaking of which, Game of Thrones is coming back very,
tomorrow.
very soon. We are less than 24
Well,
hours
when we're
out.
as of the day we're filming this tomorrow, by the time you
Watch
this will
it,
be
it'll
online, it'll have
already
already been 2
have-
days.
Yesterday,
Ago. No,
2
2 days.
days.
Ago.
2 days ago.
Yep, we're gonna blame this on concussions for sure.
That's just my excuse when I say something stupid. Oh, it's the 10.
Winter's
9
coming,
concussions.
fellas. Even though it's hot as all get out here,
Yeah,
but
maybe winter should come here.
yeah.
No,
But-
I like the summer.
But we are actually doing a quiz night tonight for Game
Yeah.
of Thrones
That's
too.
true. That's true.
So maybe we'll keep you guys updated, let you know if we
I
win
mean,
or
we'll-
lose. Or...
We'll
I'm
let
sure
you-
we will.
We'll let you know.
Yeah,
that
But we
yeah.
might
first
not really
place.
know how we. Please, we're not gonna finish first.
I'm just kidding.
Hey, I've been mediocrely playing quizzes about this for the past couple days.
He has not.
I
He has
did
not beat me at all.
Today. No, yeah, we'll see how we do. It's fun though.
I mean, I'm mostly there for the beer, but yeah, there's a quiz going on tonight.
Yeah, and
too.
it's something to look forward to for
Yeah,
tomorrow.
it'll be
tonight.
fun.
Yeah, it'll be a good
It'll
time.
be fun.
So
So you will see our real knowledge based on our what we think we know.
I think we already addressed this too, but we're gonna do a Game of Thrones episode, but more as like a
But
recap.
as a
We're
recap
not
of
gonna
the
do
season,
weekly.
yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
we will be back with more Game of Thrones later.
So
But one point I wanted to note was apparently, and this isn't confirmed yet, but they're considering for season two, the last season.
Close.
because
Last season,
it's
season
shorter
2.
episodes. That each episode would be feature length.
I saw that, and well, so they've already confirmed for sure that the finale of this season is like 86
It is
minutes
the
long.
longest existing episode to date, but they're also
yeah.
gonna have the shortest one of this season too.
And I'm hoping that, like, I'm down with that. You know,
think
Sherlock
it's 6.
Sherlock does that kind of thing.
Yeah,
90-minute episodes for each one. So like, let's do it. Cause yeah, there's only 6
Right.
episodes.
Yeah, I'd be for it too. And you know, as it is with just your typical 55 to 65 minute range, they're so dense. So if you can open it up a bit, especially with only 6 episodes. So
Well, yeah, and I mean those are the finale episodes. Like,
Yeah. yeah.
Granted, we still have 8 episodes between now and then to like
that's true.
set up what the heck's gonna happen. That's
and
the
stuff
really.
probably will happen. For
That's
sure.
like the
I think-
weirdest
yeah.
part is like there's only like 15 episodes left, and the White Walkers
right.
haven't even attacked yet.
I know. So how
Yeah,
it's just
I
gonna
mean,
be
we're
interesting.
gonna find some shit.
At least
out.
Danny's finally at Westeros.
For all you know, like somebody else is gonna claim the Iron Throne, and then
Hmm.
the White Walkers are gonna have to be dealt with.
Yeah, so I mean, we don't know what order.
what order does that happen in,
Yeah,
too?
we don't
Yeah,
know.
well,
There's theories.
Oh, of course.
There's
we've
theories.
already kind of talked
Yeah.
about our theories a little bit. We'll just have to,
We'll have to watch.
Yeah, we'll watch and let
we'll
you
be
guys
back
know.
to you guys.
So I want to bring up. Am I the only one that's seen Spider-Man, or did you see
I
it?
haven't seen
I
it.
did not see it.
So I want to give anything away, but you guys need to see it.
I
It
didn't give
is.
it all away. I'll still see it, but I'm not
No,
gonna.
it's
I don't
actually.
want him to give it away.
It's a 10 out of 10.
No, I would say it's up there. And the end credit scene, the last credit scene, totally worth it.
Let's go ahead and say that I hate when everyone just gives stuff 10 out of 10. Like, 10 out of 10 should mean something, right?
Oh, people give that out willy nilly.
Like, I think...
Yeah, no, I would give this like probably an 8, 8.5.
I'm trying to think of things that I've rated a 10. Like, I don't rate a ton on IMDb,
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
but I've rated Game of Thrones as a whole as a 10. The Irene Adler of Sherlock is a 10 out of 10 for me, because it's easily the best of the entire series.
Mm-hmm.
Avatar: The Last Airbender is 10 out of 10. I feel like I have one more, but I'm blanking on what it is right now. I think those are the only 4 that I give 10 out of 10s to.
Strict scale.
Oh, the finale of The Office, I give a 10 out of 10.
Ah, The Office.
Because I thought it was really well done.
Yeah.
But then, like, The Office as a whole, I only give, like, an 8. like it's a great show, but
It fell off a little after Michael Scott left.
well, so
but,
and that's another thing that I was noticing.
but not a
like,
whole lot. I mean, it's just
why.
it's such
I
a,
would give it a 9. Not
Why
a
do shows insist on trying to continue when like main characters leave? Because so I think we kind of talked about the fact that I've been watching through that 70s show. I'd never seen it before, but the last season, Eric, the main character, and Kelso, the Ashton Kutcher's character, they both leave, and they're not in the last season at all. Well, except for the finale. I know that happens later, but like. Why would you try to do a season without your main
Without
characters?
everybody,
Because
right.
I mean, Scrubs did the same thing. They
Yeah.
just like cut out JD basically because he didn't want to be there anymore. And
Well, that was kind of weird.
well,
yeah.
they finished it and then they tried to come back. But
Yeah. So they finished, and then they did because JD was still in the first episode of the new one, and then it was kind of like phased out, and it was like they're trying to do new interns, and it was just like
no one
no,
cares.
yeah. It's like you're reaching at that point if you're
Yeah.
trying to recapture what you already
But
lost.
I think it's just because those people are like, we have a good idea, it's going, we're going to milk it for as long as we can. And it always seems like they go too far.
The problem is when you kind of like take away from the show and
Yeah.
from our standpoint, you start taking away from the show by doing that kind of thing.
Yeah, of course.
I think it's also
you
too,
lose a part of your audience.
when you have like actors leave, I think they feel like, okay, we need to work towards ending this or something. And it's at that point, I feel like for us as the audience, it's hard because the actor's gone. And so for them to like phase it out easily, I think is not like an easy thing to do. And so it ends up just getting real
It's always weird too when they bring back or they try to bring back a different actor for the same character.
I
You're
can't
like,
stand
you can't
that.
relate at all. At
Like
that point.
in movies when they do that, I almost don't even want to see like the sequel. I think the
Yeah.
only one, which like for the Batman films, like when in the Dark Knight when they
Oh,
like
with
replaced
Katie.
I liked
Rachel.
the original Rachel better.
So did I, but
Yeah,
I
me
liked
too.
that movie so much that I think that's one of the only movies where I don't let that
overlooked.
year. Yeah, I will because everything else about that movie is so amazing that even though I like the original Rachel better, I'm okay. Like I'll still watch the movie and not get irritated because the movie's so good. I'm just like,
Right.
okay, whatever. Like I won't since it is so good, I won't let that little thing
Yeah.
bother me. But most of the times, like for instance, The Mask. Like I love the original Mask, but when they came out with the second one and like Jim Carrey's not in it or anything.
But it's not supposed to be Jim Carrey.
Yeah, but I just
Carrey's
don't.
character.
Yeah, I just don't like the fact that they even just tried to do another one without it. Because like he did so good at the job, it's like to try and do that and just ruined it for me.
Yeah, that's true.
So
Even with like
yeah.
Iron Man and Terrence Howard.
I
Don
just
Cheadle.
like that change
I
too.
do not like
I like
Cheadle.
Terrence Howard.
Oh, I
as
yeah.
the first one.
He
I
was
feel
an
he was
amazing
a better
roadie.
fit.
I always feel like Don Cheadle is just
He
not.
was too
He just
serious.
doesn't quite fit. Like, and I don't know if that's just because of the character that Terrence Howard had set up.
Yeah.
I think that's my.
Whereas
would have been.
if Don Cheadle had been from the beginning, if we'd be like okay with it,
Yeah,
but it's like
different.
the roadie, not just the it's not just the actor switch. Like I feel like they tried to change the character
Yeah,
with
all-
the
They did.
switch.
They did. Well, because like the original was like more like a brother kind of to Tony Stark. I felt and cared more about him and like did all
Seemed
this
like
stuff.
more
And-
chemistry. Like they could
exactly.
joke
In the
with each
Dom
other
Cheadle
and be serious.
version, he was almost more like I want to be Iron Man. I want to be better than Tony Stark. Like, and it was more of a competition kind of thing. And
A
it
lot
didn't,
more serious too.
Yeah, and it didn't seem like the same. It wasn't the same emotion, and so like they changed the entire character, and I didn't like that at all.
Yeah, that's like one I've overlooked.
And
but
that's one of
I'd
those,
still
like-
preferred.
Yeah.
And this just kind of goes towards a gripe that I have. One of the few gripes I have with Civil War is I think that they really should have just killed off War Machine and Don Cheadle's character at that point.
Instead of prolonging them.
Because
What's he gonna add? At
nobody really cares about his character. And in the end, it's like that's the perfect
That would've been, like,
motivation
time.
for Tony going forward.
They
Is
should
like
kill the Falcon while they're at it. I don't like the Falcon.
he's better
Falcon's
than
been more
War
present
Machine.
than War
I
Machine.
just don't like him.
I mean, I don't care that much for him either, but
I'm just saying we could just
He's not that
phase
bad.
out. Some
He's
of the
not
ones
bad.
we can phase out some of the ones I don't like.
Quicksilver.
oh
With a
wait.
bullet.
Hey, two.
One bullet, man.
It was
Meanwhile-
several bullets. It was several bullets.
Meanwhile, the Quicksilver from
Now that's
Apocalypse
funny.
runs
That
around
is
with his
and he's
explosion.
moving bullets.
Oh, I love how they did that for both those films.
And I almost.
Those sequences, essentially. Anyway,
It's kind of one of those things. I think I like the Quicksilver better in the X-Men. I think I like the actor and how Quicksilver was in Avengers 2, but I like how they did like his abilities in X-Men.
right.
If that makes sense.
Oh, I absolutely get that.
They started filming the next X-Men one, which is X-Men Dark Phoenix.
Right.
So we'll see how they do that.
And that's still all like the first class cast, right? So is
So
all
it'll
the
be
old
Sophie
cast
Turner.
like phased out?
I
now?
think the old cast is officially all done.
Because
with
Hugh
Wolverine
Jackman's
and
done.
Patrick.
Yeah,
Hugh
they're both
Jackman
done.
and Patrick Stewart, like that. I think that was the send off of the old cast.
Right.
So like even Halle Berry, all them, they're all.
Yeah.
Oh no, they were. Yeah, Halle hasn't been in one since
Yeah,
Days of Future Past, right? Is that the third?
Oh, she was in Days of Future Past.
But I
thought-
mean, even it was really small, and they got killed off in the beginning.
Was she not in
Essentially.
Apocalypse at like the end or anything?
No.
A Storm is, but not
Yeah,
her.
but not her.
That's right. That's right.
It was a younger one.
Yeah.
Because they had a younger Jean Grey too. That's Sophie
Yeah,
Turner.
I remember that.
Sansa Stark.
Heck yeah.
Still don't like her.
You don't like Sansa Stark?
No, so here's my thing. I think Sansa annoys. So it's kind of the same thing
Wait,
as.
I thought you had a thing for redheads, right?
I do, but I'm not a big
You're not
fan
big
of
on her
Sansa
either?
Stark.
Wow.
So I think
Egret's where it's at.
Oh,
So here's my thing. I feel like some actors, I think we may have talked about this, but you know how like for Joffrey, for instance, they do such a good job at their character that like you almost have a hard time seeing them different in other roles. You
I
know?
know. It's like
And that's how Sansa is for me, just because like she annoyed me for so many seasons, season after
Because-
season,
and
and
again,
it's just
it's-
like, oh, I hate her.
It's one of those like that's a testament of being a good actor.
No, it
it
is.
is,
Totally.
because It's like Joffrey's so bad.
But
I
it was
can't
one of
imagine
those
him
just the
doing a good
character of Sansa is annoying, especially when
I
she's
can
trying
see
to
that,
cling to
though.
this idea of
Yeah.
like, oh, I've got to be a lady, all that kind of stuff. Where it's like I just don't care
Yeah.
about your story.
Well, it's
Yeah.
And now that I agree, it's kind of translated over. It's just like
well, it had to though.
I don't hate you as an actor. I think you're you've come into your own and everything. But in the end, it's like I still kind of have a hard
Yeah, you
time
gotta. It
disconnecting
takes you a little bit longer
For sure.
to like, just like you put it, disconnect from that, and like, okay, I gotta realize, like, this is
New role.
exactly new role, not same person. Got it. You're not annoying to me.
too annoying.
Yeah. So it is. I don't know. I do like.
Is she gonna be the Dark Phoenix then?
Yeah.
She's Jean Grey.
That's right. They were talking about casting Jessica Chastain too in that, I think, or something.
For what?
Redhead. I don't know. I'd have to follow up on that. But yeah, I saw a report. It was interesting.
Yeah, that'd be weird. Unless it's like an older version of her, I guess that they would have like in the future.
Who would be a villain? Well, I guess it's just
Maybe
her
it
versus
should be
the
like an
X-Men, right?
internal conflict where you have like her versus like the Dark
Yeah.
Phoenix, like internally
In
or
their
something.
mind, so
I
they have
wonder.
someone.
I wonder.
That could work.
But then again, why wouldn't you just have her interacting with herself, basically?
Yeah, you can just. There's so much you can do with
Then you gotta
CGI
pay.
nowadays.
Yeah.
I don't think you have to pay her more at all.
I
Right.
think it's double. She's like, I'm playing two characters, so
That's what I'm playing twins. Oh, I should get twice the pay.
yeah, twins play.
I think that's how it works.
I think it's all pre-negotiated.
No, I would know. Obviously,
Obviously.
that's a lie. I don't know many things about
That's
filming.
That's
So
not a lie.
Spider-Man was decent.
So Spider-Man, I will say, I think, like, the big things is this is a lot younger Spider-Man, obviously.
I heard it's geared for a younger audience.
Kind of.
essentially.
And I mean, even as, like, I was with my dad who's in his 50s, and he still really liked it. Because I think it's a different kind of Spider-Man. Because I think the other Spider-Mans we saw, it was, like, more him kind of towards the end of his high school career going into college, and he's, like, older and trying to be an adult. And
It's like transitioning from
exactly.
teenage.
In this one,
hood
like,
to
he's a
adulthood.
sophomore in high school, and he's very much still, like,
Yeah.
he's not really, he's young, and he's not really going, I mean, through the movie, you could see he's trying to, like, figure out, like, how to, because Stark kind of takes on a role of
Like a mentor.
father figure,
Okay.
yeah. And,
And
because,
just to be clear, Ben's already dead, right?
yes,
Okay.
and so,
I don't need to see that again.
yeah, and so that's what I like, so this isn't really giving anything away, but they don't really go over the story. Like, the only real reference,
Good.
only
we
real reference they
got
have
it.
is, like, something's going on with his aunt, and he's like, no, I don't want to put her through this, she's already been through a lot.
Okay.
And so, like, that's the only real hint. And so it's kind of nice, like, that, I mean, everyone knows the story, and they're not really gonna, like, start digging into it real deep. So they just hint, like, she's been through a lot, we know something's happening. I don't even think you see pictures of him or anything, so it's just kind of,
It's kind of glossed over.
And-
I'm alright with that.
Yeah, and so he very much is, like, a younger Spider-Man. So it's a lot of his stuff, like, a lot of things he does is kind of more like a teenager's mind of thinking, like, I have to do this to prove myself to Mr. Stark. So almost like proving yourself to your dad. and so it is very much like a younger kind of thinking instead of like older and trying to like do it all on his own and stuff. Like he's doing it more to try and impress people and for like a high school image kind of thing. So I thought that was really cool because it is like sticking with a younger Spider-Man, and his wit is more of the kind of wit
Peter
and thinking
Parker
that you
and,
would
like, how
in
it's-
Peter
yeah.
Parker. Yeah. And so it was really good, and you got like. I think it explains why like Spider-Man can do so much with the suit because you kind of see like how it showed in the commercial. He's like, you know, it has like the babysitting mode or whatever, and your suit does all this cool stuff. So a lot of the stuff of what he can do is because of like the Tony Stark suit. So it like opens up, I think,
More
more
possibility.
exactly,
Okay.
and it does kind of it shows more of an explanation why his eyes change too. It's actually little things in there that move.
Yeah.
So it's not just like randomly his eyes are like doing that like they do in the comics. So it kind of gives
You
more.
could tell that in Civil War.
Yeah.
That's why it was changing.
Yeah, that
Exactly.
too,
And
yeah.
so I think I think they focus on it a little more on purpose. That way, no one can like, because people are real mad at first. They're like, oh, his eyes, like, you know, and that shouldn't happen, kind of thing, because it doesn't make sense. So I think they purposely did that so you could see, just in case there were doubts of people
Right.
being stupid. But so it is just cool because you get to see like all this, I think, extra cool stuff that Spider-Man can do because of this suit. And so it is definitely, I think, worth seeing. It was a lot better than I thought it would be. Like, I didn't think it was going to be terrible.
Right.
I was excited
But you were
for
impressed.
it. Yeah. So I was impressed. So which is good when, you know, you're not going in to be that impressed.
Is there
So.
any tie-in to either like another future Spider-Man villain or anything with
Yes, kind of.
Avengers? Okay. You know,
So
I don't wanna
it,
get
yeah,
too
yeah,
into
it
but
does
mean,
kind of
just-
do other stuff with other villains. The Vulture, by the way, done amazing. I think like maybe one of the best Spider-Man villains yet because
Wow.
like I think they give him reason why he's doing what he's doing,
Mm-hmm.
like, and I think they make it more humanized other than like I'm going crazy and I'm just trying to kill people, or I want money and all, like I just want
Spider-Man's
power. Yeah, I want power. Spider-Man. So it's like they kind of humanize him and show like why he's doing this, and they kind of give him some moments where even the villain has to make some choices and like figure some stuff out. So you see growth on both sides, which is kind of cool. And then the Avengers, it actually takes place, I think, after Civil War. Yeah, so all
It
yeah.
has to,
So
yeah.
all yeah, so all this is like after Civil War, because I was actually thinking of Doctor Strange when it happened, but it doesn't have any timeline.
They,
so
I think,
or
with
no,
Movie Web, they just released a timeline. That
No,
includes all the
it's-
MCU. I hadn't looked at
Yeah.
it, but that is a good point of reference.
yeah. So it and it happens. I don't think like the end part of Civil War when they get the new base and stuff like. So I don't know. It's because it's kind of weird because they talk about just getting the new base. That like how Ant-Man goes in there and like goes in the new base and gets something and leaves. So
That's not Civil War.
That's Ant-Man, right?
what is that? Is that
That would be Ant-Man.
Yeah, no. So I'm saying in Ant-Man. So it's kind of because at the end of Civil War, do they already have that base, or is that
Yeah, so
Winter Soldier? Where they get that
Ant-Man-
new base.
That base is the one that he goes to in Ant-Man. That's where they are. Well, it's at the end of Avengers 2 that base is like revealed.
Is that what it is?
Ant-Man,
Okay.
you
That's
see
what I'm
that
trying to follow
base,
the
and
timeline.
it's the same base in
Yeah.
Civil War.
So in part of this, they're talking about building that base. Yeah, because he says we're doing moves to up.
Are you sure they're
shoot
not
me.
just creating a new base?
No,
Yeah, I
it's,
don't
it's
think
the
there's
same one. It's the
specific
There's
same
no
one.
way
Same
that this
base.
goes back this
So no, that's what I'm saying.
time.
So no, it starts off with him before like Iron Man, like during kind of Civil War. It's really weird the timeline because it goes through like months. So it's like Civil War, and then there's like it'll skip forward a couple months, and then another time.
Do you think Civil War happened in between the movie?
It starts off before like he had fought with them, and then like when Tony was like just introducing like right after Tony had seen him, because you know how in Civil War like Tony sees him
Yeah,
and then
that-
there's a
yeah.
gap. It kind of explains like what happened in that gap, and then it shows like a really funny. He's like doing video documents, and like doing a part of the movie, and it shows him do that, and then right after Civil War, there's like a huge month-to-month gap. Like, so, because I know the base doesn't happen right after, like, when Civil War
I
is
don't
done.
know if it's the same base though.
It is the same base.
I think if I remember correctly,
It says something months later.
It gets partially destroyed during Civil War because of when they're breaking out Scarlet Witch. That might be what it is. There's no way it's back when it's originally getting rebuilt.
Well, no.
Or created.
Yeah, so I don't know.
But if you're saying they're
Or maybe they're already... So, no.
Because it was a shield base to start with that got converted over.
No, you know what? Want to know what probably is I think they were already using the base, but this whole thing is like the old Stark Tower base. They're moving stuff from there to there, and Spider-Man doesn't know that base exists. That's what it is. And so they're slowly moving all this stuff up there. And so that's how it is. And I also think like...
So be separate from S.H.I.E.L.D. and all that?
Yeah, and so... And I do... Isn't it like... maybe that's what it is. It gets destroyed, and that's part of them rebuilding it. So it's kind of cool, like... But there is, like, kind of time gaps. Like, a time lapse of, like, him waiting to hear back from Tony Stark. And it's, like... It's been so many days or whatever, and it'll, like... The seasons will change and stuff. So it's, like, over the course of a long period of time of him kind of, like, his whole... It's almost his whole sophomore year. Like, starting at the beginning to end, almost. So it does have like weird time.
At what point's the homecoming dance? Typically, that's the beginning of a school year.
True.
But because it does have like big gaps, and that's kind of because the whole like basis is them trying to get like alien tech and sell it on the black market, and he's trying to like stop them, and so it's like. Yeah, so it's kind of cool. It gives you like right after, because part of the movie is during Avengers 1. Like, the beginning of it is during Avengers. And then, like, it time lapses, and then time lapses again. So there's a couple, like, time lapses.
So they're really trying to fill in all of his backstory.
And some of that's not even him. Some of that's the villain, too. Of, like, seeing where he started.
Interesting, okay.
So, like I said, so there's, like, I think some filler stuff in this one that kind of connects some other stuff together and gives, like, a better timeline of things. So... It's kind of cool.
Out of all the people to have describing a timeline, Dylan's probably not the best person to have been doing that.
Yeah, my timelines are terrible.
I mean, I'll admit, like, I think I understand for the most part.
Yeah, I feel like I haven't.
But I think there's still some questions that I don't want to continue this conversation.
Well, I think what's happening is at this point, too, there's so many movies and they're all jumbling in my head and I don't know which things are introduced, so I'm trying to pin it to this movie and I can't remember.
Because even, like... You talked about them, like, rebuilding, but then you talked about them just moving, and to me that doesn't sound like anything was destroyed. It just sounds like they're moving from their base in Stark Tower to when they transferred over to the old place.
But that is part of the thing is them... Yeah, no, you need to see it and then let me know how right or wrong I am.
And then we will tell you how it actually went.
Thank you.
No, yes, well, I'm sure I'll.
But yeah, it's definitely worth seeing. I mean,
I'm gonna wait a bit. I think though.
Yeah, for Spider-Man movies, it's fun. Like, I went on the $5 Tuesday.
Oh yeah.
So
I don't know. Like, I'm also kind of. I've never been like the hugest Spider-Man fan either. I know a lot of people. He's like their number one like Marvel guy, but to me, it's just like that's Spider-Man. All right, whatever.
Yeah.
But I also think I'm kind of burnt out on Spider-Man from already having 5 movies in my lifetime for him.
And you're only like in your 20s. I kind of agree. I can see that.
That's why I thought this was kind of fun. It was a new take.
I like Spider-Man, but yeah, I've become burnt out. Is Stark in it at all?
Yeah.
Like he's throughout, not just like the first 10 minutes?
Yeah, like him and Happy are in it like throughout.
Alright, like, that's all I need.
Yeah, because the whole thing is like Happy is supposed to be Spider-Man's caretaker, but Happy just sees him as an annoying young kid. I think it's weird that
Happy like disappeared in
Happy,
3
like,
and then
almost
there was
in
a
3.
question.
He got there was the explosion from the Extremis stuff, and then we haven't seen him since.
Yeah,
like
well unmentioned.
And then if you look on IMDb, Pepper Potts is in it for the first time since Iron Man 3 as well. But I'm not going to tell you how much or what she does. So, and they
kind of danced around Gwyneth Paltrow this entire
but it's actually her, and she's in it for she's in the movie. That's what I'm going to say.
All right.
But
probably break up.
So Stark is
like that whole thing is how long have you been about to break up?
Right, and so again, like Stark's in it, like you see in the trailer the one time where he's. Like in the car with him, and he thinks he's giving him a hug. He's like, "I'm just opening the door." We're not at that part yet, you know. And then so like, there's like a gap before you see him again. So like, he's not in it. I would say like.
Yeah, I'm not.
But he is in it throughout, or like talking to him on the phone, and then you'll see like I think they bounce back between him and Happy trying to communicate with Spider-Man. So it's kind of cool, like I said, how they do it. I mean, it definitely feels like more of a subdivision from an Iron Man film. A little bit.
Yeah, I don't know if we'll have an Iron Man standalone.
No, I don't think so. I think they were only doing three of each.
He's gonna get tied into Infinity War, and then I think he's done.
He's done,
after
yeah.
that.
I think he's already
Yeah.
He's already talked about his exit.
Well, and that's what I heard with Spider-Man, why they picked such a young Spider-Man.
so they
and
can
why,
still grow it.
Yeah,
I think
so
they've
he
already
could
had a
kind of
planned
take over.
trilogy,
Yeah,
too.
yeah. So.
And even though
Well,
Sony's doing...
So continuing with future Spider-Man movies, and you saying that they kind of set up villains, I had read a thing that was saying that the next villain was going to be a completely original villain.
I've
It
heard
could
that
be.
too, yeah.
It could be. I mean, yeah, it could be. I think they hint at someone that could be a known villain or something, but I think...
But not yet.
But knowing
But not
Marvel
yet,
and stuff,
but
it
not
could
yet,
also just
yeah.
always be like, here's your little hint, fans. It's not,
Yeah.
maybe means nothing, but we're
Yeah,
just
no,
gonna-
and I think that's exactly
Or they
what
can
it
just
is.
do... Yeah, it could be
Whatever.
one villain of 3.
Let's just not get
whatever.
another Green Goblin show.
No, I don't think they're going... I think they're trying to stay
Actually,
away
I
from what's been
think
done.
they didn't do a great job at Green Goblin.
Which, yeah.
I think he's a good villain, but I don't think it was
We've had 3
well
different
portrayed.
versions of him.
Yeah, I don't think it was well portrayed, really.
God, we have 3 different versions.
Willem Dafoe, James Franco, and whoever the one in...
Franco was the Hobgoblin.
Yeah, that's the same thing.
Same thing. No.
And
Osborn.
that's like saying that, I mean, I know what I'm about to say is technically they are different characters because one is Bruce Banner, one is Jim Ross, but that's like arguing that Hulk and Red Hulk are different. They're the same damn character. You just changed the color.
Hulk's not going to
Hulk
get a
and
standalone
She-Hulk are
either.
the same character. I don't
Hulk,
care what
She-Hulk.
you say.
One has boobs and one doesn't.
It's like saying Batman and Batgirl are the same character.
It's not true.
I got news for you. They are.
In
Not.
today's day and age.
But so anyway, I think it was good, and definitely I think the setup is anything could happen like for the next.
Of course.
I mean, because it kind of the ending's kind of cool, I think, and it sets up pretty much like it's easy to bring them into Infinity Wars. It's easy to like go from there for a standalone. So I think they leave it in a very good spot for pretty much to tie it into anything really. So.
There's a lot of superheroes fighting Thanos in
Dude,
Infinity
that's a
Wars.
lot of money. Just imagine how much like it's gonna cost to make this movie, like Infinity Wars.
Pretty
Like
sure
not
there's,
only
like,
are you
a
paying,
budget figure
yeah, oh
out
yeah,
there.
but like look at all the actors you're paying plus everything
Let's
that's
guess.
gonna go into it.
I'm saying probably at least 500 mil.
Yeah, I would say
At least.
five.
That's just for one of them.
Yeah,
I
I would
know.
say. Oh man, what do you think for 2 of them?
Box
$1
office
billion.
mojo.
What do you think? $1 billion for both Infinity
I don't
Wars
know.
Part 1
I know,
and 2?
but it's Disney now, and they did say that they were going to invest a lot, and the build up has been for years.
I
They've
mean, look
known
at
that
it.
this
For
was
2 movies,
an
for
end
them to
goal.
pay $1 billion, that's like chump change to Disney.
Well,
man.
to Disney, yeah.
Like $1 billion, they're like, heh, we pulled that out of our couch.
Let me go clean my furniture, and I'll come back to you.
It's like, so I mean, because you have to imagine, I mean, actors alone has to be.
Well, Robert Downey, I think, got 50 mil for one of the Avengers, and he's slated to do something like that for the
actors
Infinity.
alone, a couple $100 million. Like,
Yeah,
just
it's
to do
interesting
that.
how they negotiate all the contracts, and especially like with also the back end pay on how like some contracts would be negotiated with like a percentage of the box office.
Box office, or
Well,
I've.
Sorry, there is, of course, no official
This is all speculative.
number right now, but during, I guess, in May, there was like one of the people working on the film had commented that there was like $1 billion budget. The assumption is that's between the 2 of them,
So
but
500
still,
a piece, yeah. I think we're both right on
Yeah.
that. $1 billion. Well, they're knowing going in that they're probably going to yield double that at least, right?
Oh, I mean, how much did the last one make in box
well,
office?
Avengers 1 made over $1 billion itself.
Worldwide.
So Avengers 1 paid for Infinity Wars 1 and 2.
Let's see what Avengers 2 made, because it wasn't
It wasn't
didn't
as
perform
successful,
well.
but it wasn't a flop by any means.
I don't think
No,
any of
I
the
don't-
movies have been a flop.
Even the
No,
ones that
Marvel's
everyone
one,
agrees are
yeah.
bad.
Like Iron
weren't.
Man.
They
3.
still are huge. Yeah, but those are still huge
No, they're
successes.
exactly.
Iron
Commercially.
Man 3 is, I think, the best performing Iron Man, I think.
Really?
It might have been, yeah.
Wow, I think 1 was so much better.
Well, the quality of the
Yeah.
movie, but
Avengers Age of Ultron got $1.4 billion.
wow, worldwide. And the first one obviously did a little more than that.
Yeah, because it wasn't. What was its opening box office? You said
For what?
Avengers 1
Over $1 billion.
over $1 billion just for their
1.5.
So 1.5 and 1.4.
just on their opening. Oh my god.
Well, it's not on their opening. It's their whole run.
Their whole, but that's still.
I'm interested to look at the
That's interesting.
highest grossing Marvel films.
What right now is it still? Which movie has the highest overall grossing? Is it still Avatar?
It's Avatar, then Titanic, then Avengers.
I thought Avengers.
films.
I thought Avengers beat some records, didn't it?
Oh, of course. Beat Dark Knight Rises.
But I thought there was like an overall record they beat on opening.
It might have been for
think they
like
had
U.S. domestic box office, maybe.
Okay.
But worldwide, it's still. third,
Okay,
I think.
if you guys are ever interested, the current state of the Marvel Cinematic Universe as a whole has had a total budget of about $3 billion and has brought in, through 16 films, $12 billion.
Holy moly.
So they've
it's
made
paid
profit.
off. It's
So they've
paid
made
off.
profit.
It's paid off, and we're still going, and I still have movies scheduled to like
Dude, and
20 something.
People will always see them. I think like they're just those movies. I don't feel people are gonna be like, I'm not gonna see that.
Yeah, I know. I thought we'd be oversaturated with
Yeah,
superhero
Iron Man.
films at this
So
point, but
the list, the top. Okay, actually, this is including. I'm gonna cut that one out just because it's Sony technically.
What?
Well, so what do you think are the top 5 Marvel comic movies? So it doesn't have to be.
So X-Men can be involved, is what you're saying.
Let's go ahead and say the X-Men and the Fox and,
Okay.
and Sony. Those ones can be in it. So what are the top 5? I
Marvel
kind of just
character
gave one
movies?
away, but
I think Deadpool's up there, right? Top 5. That's
Nope.
Maybe one of the
that's
Spider-Man.
number 8.
One of the Spider-Mans.
Yeah, definitely one of the Spider-Mans.
But
You said
which
so.
character? Which one do you
Garfield.
think?
No. 2. With Doc Ock.
Really?
That's number 7.
Ah, dang. I'm moving up though.
The original Spider-Man's number 5.
The very first Tobey Maguire one. Oh my goodness.
I
At
could see that. 'Cause that was one of the first.
So all
ones we got.
3's probably. Well, I mean, some X-Men
I don't know
ones
what
up there.
I guess this is only domestic. Maybe that's 400,000
Yeah, it would have to be
or
domestic.
400 million
For the first Spider-Man.
for first Spider-Man. So you guys
400.
have number 5. What do you think number 4 is?
I gotta say some X-Men.
Days of Future Past.
No, it's gotta be an older one.
Days of Future Past is 16.
Oof.
Is it just
a reach.
X-Men?
X2.
Wolverine Origins?
None of the Fox movies are the top 5.
Oh, okay.
Oh wow, okay.
Deadpool's the best performing one.
That's
at
8 though.
So what about Iron Man 3?
Iron Man 3 is number 3.
So Iron Man, I think that would be up there too, right?
Nope. Iron Man is 11. Iron Man 2 is 12.
Thor?
No.
It has to be in Avengers.
You should know the first 2 because I already gave you guys those answers basically.
Yeah.
It's Avengers 1 and 2 are number 1 and 2.
So what's 3?
So the only one you're missing is number 4. So it goes.
4.
So it's Avengers, Age of Ultron, Iron Man 3.
Captain America.
Civil
Civil
War.
War.
Civil
Yeah,
War.
Civil War. There
Then
you go.
Spider-Man. Then Guardians of the Galaxy 2. Spider-Man 2.
Guardians of the Galaxy 2 beat 1?
Deadpool. Spider-Man 3. Guardians of the Galaxy. Iron Man. Iron Man 2. The Amazing Spider-Man. Winter Soldier. X-Men The Last Stand. X-Men Days of Future Past. Doctor Strange. Logan. Big Hero 6. And
Forgot that count.
X2. X-Men United. That's the top 20 right there.
Dang.
And
so
just
Garfield was not doing great.
let's say Spider-Man Homecoming is on its way up. It's already at number 26. So it's gonna
And it's what? We're
Get
only a
up there.
week in, so
Yeah.
it's gonna have a good run.
enough. I think Thor's
Amazing
good
Spider-Man 2 got to 22.
Oh, those are bad numbers for Garfield, man. Maybe that's why they cut him.
run. Well, it's because he didn't show up.
Well, that too, but that's
What do you
also
think-
indicative that they
Oh,
rushed
God.
Garfield's Spider-Man.
What do you
too.
think the worst performing
Last
one
Stand
is?
X-Men.
Oh, Punisher.
Which one?
Oh, the second one.
Yeah,
and Howard the Duck's the other one.
Oh, I forgot there's a
Howard
Howard
the
Duck
Duck.
movie.
And Elektra. Those are the bottom. And then the
Elektra.
other Punisher. Those are the bottom 4.
Dude, the
And then we'll go ahead and say the bottom 5. Ghost Rider: Spirit of Vengeance.
Ghost Rider.
Oh.
Oh, goodness, Ghost Rider. Yeah, I didn't bother to see the second Ghost Rider.
I didn't either. The first one was like,
I've only ever seen the first one. Too.
Was Nick Cage in the second one too?
Yeah.
Yeah, but it was like a different universe. It was like
That makes sense.
I think. Yeah,
I'm just kidding. I don't know.
I don't think so. I've seen the cinema sense.
Maybe
for
that's
it,
one
but
thing they who they have playing the devil.
The
is a
devil
different
is
person.
different.
Yeah, so
for sure.
Maybe that's what it is.
it's just and the second one was
But yeah, so
3D
I think what we've learned is that
Marvel's
Marvel
pretty
has a lot of
successful.
money.
Now let's compare DC. Or let's.
Dude, I don't even
There's
think
not as much.
has DC made like a fracture of what Marvel's made.
No.
I
mean, yeah.
mean maybe
but
maybe off
Not lately. Not in the last 20
like
years.
the Dark Knight trilogy. That's probably where they made their most money.
Oh yeah. Well,
and Wonder
actually,
Woman.
What would you guess the top 5 for DC comics are? They still have 29 listed on here.
so Dark Knight Rises and Dark Knight are probably the top 2.
Yeah.
Or in which order?
Dark Knight
Rises
right.
is over Night.
No,
And
Night is
Night
over
first,
Rises.
then Dark Knight.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
I-
yeah.
Nice.
Then I'd say Wonder Woman.
Wonder Woman.
Because she's a badass.
And she's still on her
Man
way,
of
so she might pass Rises depending on how well she
So,
continues
Man of
to
Steel.
do.
Going.
Now, Man of Steel 6
Superman Returns.
is 9.
Oof, that one had a huge budget. I think that one had like.
What about
600
the
mil.
originals? Is it the original
Flop.
Supermans?
No.
They're listed on here, but I assume they're not adjusted for inflation or anything, so
They
it's
won't
at
be,
13.
Okay, so then after I'm gonna Suicide Squad.
Suicide Squad's number 5.
Batman and Superman. Then. I mean, I don't like it, but it was.
Those are the top
Big money
5.
draw.
It's kind of sad. Lego Batman movie is up there at 11.
Lego Batman. Did you guys see that?
No,
I
I
actually
heard
haven't
nothing
seen
but
it.
good stuff about
really.
it. but I
The
haven't
new
seen
Lego
it
movie
either.
looks pretty funny.
What would you
Sure.
guys guess is the worst grossing DC comic movie?
The worst.
If I remember correctly, it has Shaq in it.
Man of Steel.
Shazam?
I might be wrong, and no, it's not that.
Shaq's in a
Shaq?
DC film.
Yeah, it's got Shaq. I was right.
Man of Steel.
No,
It's not
it's
DC?
older. It has to be older. What is it?
Shazam? Not Shazam.
You're close. You're just
It's called
adding
Steel.
stuff.
It's called
just
Steel.
Steel.
Sorry,
Yes.
Steel?
Yeah, I've seen that movie.
Oh god.
That's
That's
old.
It made
though.
1.7 million.
It made only 1.7. Dang. I didn't even realize that was
Surprised they made
DC. I remember Shaq in a superhero movie. I was
Well,
like,
yeah. So this is the weird thing. Like DC Comics, it's weird what is on here, right? You have so many Superman and so many Batmans,
Right.
But then you get like these random ones like Red. I don't even know what that is. Like
Red.
or no, okay, Red and Red 2. So that's like the
those are-
Bruce Willis.
yeah,
ones.
I
That's-
like those
That's
ones.
DC.
Yeah.
I was unaware of that. Oh, the Losers.
V for
They're just
Vendetta
Wait,
is-
what?
Yeah.
The Losers is
Watchmen. is
Jonah
technically
Hex.
DC is too.
Oh,
isn't
Jonah
it?
Hex. Yeah, I heard that was a huge
Yeah,
flop,
Watchmen
too.
is number
Watchmen's
16.
Watch-
Watchmen.
DC,
Oh,
yeah.
they're doing a Watchmen series apparently. That's gonna come to HBO
I
or something. I
can
think.
see that being cool.
Heard it.
Watchmen,
Probably
the
better
one that
than-
was done.
That was a good movie.
It was good. It was just really long and had
It was.
boring spots.
It was long, but I mean, it was. It was.
Here you go. If you adjust for inflation, Superman is number 4, and then just simply titled Batman is number 2.
Oh yeah. That's the one with
Keaton, the Vulture.
yeah. And that's
Birdman.
Nicholson's the bad guy in that one, right?
Yeah, Joker.
Yeah.
Interesting.
But I mean, those were
But those numbers and those films just don't stack up, like as a whole,
to what Marvel.
as a body of work
I
compared
mean,
to
Marvel coming out with their first stuff was hitting.
There are some decent DC films, absolutely.
Oh, definitely.
But as a body of work and as a
I
whole,
would say like V for Vendetta, great movie. Watchmen, good movie. Even Red.
Those are
I liked
entertaining.
Red. Red was fun.
I like the Losers even. That
Yeah.
reminded me of the A-Team.
Yeah.
But it was funny.
Did you guys ever see? Oh God, what was it called? It's got Rainn Wilson as the main character and Ellen Page, and they like decide to be superheroes. Kind of, it's like basically a knockoff Kick-Ass.
Yeah.
basically.
No, I didn't see it, but I
It's
do know
called
what you're-
Super, right?
Yes, that's it.
Yeah.
It was on Netflix. I never saw it.
It's a weird movie because like they totally don't hold back on like some of that stuff. Like not that Kick-Ass did either.
No.
But again, it's very similar vein of like, oh, I'm gonna go out there and be a superhero, except that unlike Kick-Ass, he's probably even less qualified. He literally goes out with like a wrench, and like the first guy like that he encounters that's a bad guy is just a guy who like stole someone else's parking spot, and he just like clocks him in the head with a wrench, and the guy goes like to the hospital.
All because of a stolen parking spot?
Exactly. And so
Yeah.
like that's the thing is like he's not really a hero in the end in a
No,
lot
it's
of
just
ways.
creating a disturbance.
I will say I did enjoy the Kick-Ass movies though. The first one.
I don't remember much about the second one.
The first one was good. The second one was like got real crazy and kind of a little ridiculous. But
They're pretty out there.
yeah, Kick-Ass 1 was fun.
Yeah.
I definitely enjoyed it.
It was definitely different. I think that's why it was successful too. It was out
Yeah.
there. It was a new idea.
So
Push the envelope.
sometimes I feel that those random superhero movies are
They can be good.
they can
Like I wouldn't consider Chronicle a superhero movie.
It's
But
kinda
I,
like a
but I
superhero
enjoyed
movie.
it though.
Yeah,
I thought
yeah.
it was pretty well
yeah,
done.
Chronicle was actually really good.
Yeah.
And then he became Harry and went a little weird.
Yeah, that was weird
Yeah.
and short-lived.
Yeah, it was a weird kind of turn they took there. But no, Chronicle was really good. I mean, so I don't know. I feel like sometimes those the little guys actually do pretty good.
Yeah.
Chronicle was one of those like I just don't. I remember going into it knowing like so little about it, other than it was going to be like a found footage movie and that he had some kind of powers. Like, and the way that it like progresses is like crazy because you don't kind of. I mean, you see his like descent into madness, and then you have the other guy who's like. It's
He's
his
like
like best
ascending on
friend
him.
who has to kill him for
Don't
like.
they
I
like
know.
spear him in the end or something?
Yeah, there's
Yeah,
a
he has
statue
to.
that has a spear, and he
And he
like
has to,
uses
like,
it and
use-
goes through him.
Yeah,
And then the last shot is him going up to like Mount Everest, where the guy
Yeah.
had said he always wanted to go, or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was well done. It was different. Though I feel like, those type of movies take advantage of that niche where you have like just a saturation of a superhero genre, and then they do like a twist to it.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, and you get like that, like of course because it's found footage, you get kind of the awkward like dialogue
true,
of
too,
like,
yeah.
oh man, why do you always have your camera out? It's like because I
Put the
like to
camera
document things, guys. But I think like. Because most of the time I don't like that genre.
Yeah, I'm not.
And
I think that was one of the ones I
once
did
he
really
got
like
his
it.
powers, though, I think it helped because then they could start doing
They
these
can
more
make
generic
sense.
shots because it's just him controlling his camera
From
to
a
like
distance,
float away
yeah.
or whatever.
Yeah, so it could be still.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it was interesting how they did that take.
It's definitely. Did you see? I don't know if they've already come out with it or they're doing another Blair Witch.
It already came out.
Did
but
it
I
already
haven't
come
seen
out?
it.
I
Yeah.
haven't seen it. I haven't really seen any of the new scary stuff.
They're doing an Annabelle 2 that's coming out next month.
I know. We're
And
gonna
then
have to.
it. And I don't care about much of these, but they're even doing like another Saw sequel that's coming out or prequel.
We'll
or
have to do
something.
closer in October. We'll have to do like a scary movie marathon or something and do a podcast on some scary.
Since you
movies.
guys ruined scary movies as the topic already, technically.
I know, right?
No, that was my idea. You guys, why are we letting me come up with these things? You guys need to like filter out my bad ideas. We don't just go
We
with
just have
them.
no filters. Just next topic.
I wasn't
Yeah.
part of the. I mean, I was still behind the camera for that.
Yeah, yeah.
They
Well,
want to-
now we can get your take and we can add some more stuff.
Yeah,
But this thing is like scary movies are like a genre I just don't care about. Like,
Yeah.
I've never cared about them. If I'm gonna watch a movie, I want to be entertained. I don't care to be
scared.
Scared. Like that's not entertaining to me. I've got better things to do with 2 hours of my life.
I think depending
like play
because you
video
can
games.
watch scary movies and I think make it entertaining. Like I definitely like commentary them as a natural.
As you're
I-
watching them,
yeah,
would
like as a
probably-
natural thing to like.
you're like,
I
"You
guess.
son of a bitch, turn
Yeah, and
around."
I'll be like, and I think that's kind of fun. Like
I feel like I also can like tear that stuff apart in my mind. Of, like
Overanalyze
why it
it.
doesn't make any sense.
Why are the lights all off? Yeah.
Well, no, that's a fun. I don't know. I think with scary movies, that's where you do. But some of them, I think like some of them do
I feel like the quality
you
on
out.
some of them is more
than others.
yeah.
Definitely. Some of them it's just completely ridiculous.
Oh,
but
for
like,
sure.
I mean, The Conjuring. I remember like Sinister freaked me out.
Yeah.
Like that movie.
creepy story too.
So it just it just depends. I think some can be done really well. I get what you're saying. I think on average, I go through. It's weird. I don't really like watch scary movies, but once October rolls around, I
It's
get
like the season.
yeah, I get in weird moods. I'm like, let's watch a scary movie in the middle of the afternoon.
I mean,
and-
you always have those. Just that's how Hollywood is too. With
Yeah.
like their releases, you have the Christmas movies that always come out around
November,
Christmas.
Christmas,
You always
yeah.
have the scary movies, and a bunch of them come out in October. You have like 1 or 2 romance movies, at least 1 or 2
At
that
least.
come out like right around
Valentine's,
February.
yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Like that's just how it. And then you get the
Cyclical.
summer blockbusters because that's when most people can go
Yeah,
out as
splurge and-
more. more consistently.
Yeah.
We'll say it is fun to find random. Like me and Brandon were watching a scary movie once where they get trapped in one of the pyramids, and Anubis is chasing and killing people.
What?
Yeah, and
Because
it was
the god of the underworld
Yep.
has nothing better to do at this time.
So it's just like some of those are just
There's some of them can be really random.
yeah, and you're just like, what the crap? Like I don't know if you guys the Tooth Fairy. Are you afraid of the dark or whatever?
Oh, I didn't see that. I heard about
Yeah,
it. Those
and
little
it
creatures
ends
are
up they're
like
tooth
they
fairies,
steal
but they're
people's
like
teeth.
like stealing kids' teeth and like killing people, and they live like deep down
Wasn't
in the
that
house.
like a Guillermo del Toro film or something?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, that's crazy.
Or it was like, did you watch some of that Crimson Peak one with me, right?
Which one was that?
Oh, that was the one with Loki in it, and was it you or no? That must have been Nick. It was our roommate Nick, and it was a Del Toro film, and it was just kind of weird.
Some of those can be out there, like Pan's Labyrinth too.
Yeah. So I don't know. There's some weird ones. I like to sit down and watch some of those weird ones every now and then, just to like, they're trying to do something creative, but it just doesn't come together.
Right.
So that's why I like Netflix and like HBO sometimes, because
Yeah,
you can
you
go
get-
find those random
random
films.
movies on
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
We got a bunch of old randoms.
So I mean, I watched one with Natalie Portman. Was it like Jane Got a Gun?
Oh, I heard about that one. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like she's a cowboy
In the
and
West.
like her husband's hurt and she goes back to her like ex-boyfriend to help, and then they like find these people out and her husband dies and then she ends up with the ex-boyfriend anyway. Like it was kind of like a
Jeez.
it's like a Last Stand cowboy movie, but the plot was really kind of weird.
Because Nick and I watched one. I'm trying to remember what it was called. Like maybe Jawbone Ridge, something weird. Like it's a western, but it's kind of like
Hacksaw Ridge?
No,
because that's a
war.
different
That's
one.
World
Okay.
War.
Alright.
This one is
Jawbone
it's a
Ridge, I think I
western.
remember you
I don't
saying.
remember what it was called, but like literally the whole plot is like these. It's like a sheriff and his deputy who get like called over, or a marshal and his deputy get called over, and to this town where like people are being abducted by like these Native Americans, and the Native Americans have like cut out their vocal cords and like replaced it with like
What?
I don't remember but it's like some kind of like trumpeting effect. So like every time they're around, you know,
hear 'em?
because they're like trumpeting to each other, and you're
Oh,
and
wow.
it's just like they don't
it
they
creepy?
literally have one scene where the deputy gets killed. It's like near the end, because this was one guy's wife who gets captured. That's why he like
He's
goes
going
into
after
it. The tribal leaders like flip him upside down and they strip him naked, and then they take their like jawbone axe or whatever, and they literally split him in half, but starting right at the taint.
Oh!
And they like do a couple chops
that.
and then just tear
Oh
him
my
open.
God.
And you're like, ah!
That's on Netflix.
No, this was
Oh, just
Nick.
some other-
Nick invited me. He was like, "Hey man, we're gonna go do this like movie night at one of my friends," and that's what we
cool
watched.
old film.
Dude, I can't like.
That's hardcore.
At that, you're just like, why can't you just cut his head off first?
Yeah,
why
why do you have to be so
Oh,
cruel?
God. It makes you. I feel like that would be a lot harder in real life to do that. Like cut someone in half, starting at the taint, like just cutting down
That's
a little
probably
bit and
exactly
ripping.
how they did it back in the day, though. You know,
Oh God,
like
fuck that.
all those. Like, you
I'd
ever see
just
a
rather
popper
get
like
blown
that?
up or shot, dude. Like
Oh,
no
yeah.
joke.
Well, easier. You know, you don't have to suffer.
That like why the taint? Like that's in John Wick 2 when he stabs the dude in the taint. Like I see that every time. I'm like, oh, you poor bastard.
Hey, you had it coming.
He did. But still, you kind of feel it makes you cringe a
Oh,
little
yeah,
bit.
for
It
sure.
makes you cringe.
Just a little bit.
It was really funny. My dad watched John Wick 2
Yeah.
not too long ago, and my stepmom came down, and it was like too much for her. She couldn't.
She didn't want to see
Yeah,
that,
she was like,
Oh, there we
"That's
go.
just
Bone Tomahawk. That's what it was called.
Bone.
Because Kurt Russell is one of the main characters.
He's the one that gets.
No,
split in
he I
half,
think is the one. I think he dies, but
hopefully by like,
Patrick
an arrow to the
Wilson.
head.
Patrick Wilson is the main character who
Patrick
survives.
Wilson.
Owen Wilson and
Oh, yeah.
he's not the one that he's not Luke Wilson. He's the other one.
He's in A-Team in, like, Conjuring, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, I know who that is.
Oh, yeah.
I'm pretty sure he's related to them, right?
I mean, I don't know now that
Yeah,
you brought it up.
I don't know.
I thought he was.
I don't know. I think it's just Luke and Owen. Or I thought it
Yeah, I
was.
thought it
but,
was just
but
Luke
now
and
that you bring it up, That's another Wilson.
Have you seen that new Owen Wilson movie coming out? He's in it with Julia Roberts.
No.
I can't.
I don't think it's out
Is it
yet.
called Wonder or something like that? They have a kid that the kid had like some stuff go wrong in the birth, and he had to have like a bunch of surgery, so his face is it's like plastic surgery and stuff, and he doesn't look normal. And it's like, I saw the commercial for it and I teared up actually. It was because it was just
still a good story.
Yeah, because it's kind of like, he's obviously like different from the other kids, and like you see him get picked on and stuff, and it was just like showing like people came from him. So it was one of those like real emotional kind of like hit home, and I was like, I actually really want to see
check
it.
that one out.
It looks really, really inspirational and good. So, but it's just kind of cool to see Owen Wilson in.
He hasn't been in much lately.
Yeah, I know. So and
To answer your question, they are not related.
Okay.
Yeah, there you go. But yeah, just I guess to see him in a kind of more serious role, and so I don't know. It looks really, really good though.
Wonder.
Also, I've decided that some movies should not be made. So we're gonna start with like the Emoji Movie, and amazing. So
Have you actually seen it?
No, but I was really bored, and I watched the Angry Birds movie.
Oh,
and if it's anything like that, it has no job being made into a
Well,
movie.
Patrick Stewart is poop.
That's true. He does voice poop.
But yeah, I was looking at the Angry Birds movie, I was like, I ragged on it. I'll give it a shot.
Oh no.
Dude, it was so bad. I like the actors that they picked in it to do the voices, but it's just like this.
Well, an actor can't make bad writing into a...
Yeah.
Can't make it
Well,
good.
but that's why I was like, it has
Especially-
Sudeikis in it. It should be probably funny, it has some good stuff, and it's like, nope, it was just not good.
Some of those are misses.
Yeah.
Those kid
And then,
movies.
like, I saw the Emoji movie
Trailer.
trailer, and I was like, the concept just seems very
Yeah, how do you
stupid
even
to me.
come up with a concept?
Apparently, they live inside his phone,
Oh,
and
that's cute.
they're supposed to have a specific face, and if they do anything different, like,
The phone gets sent back.
yeah. I did see Trolls, actually, and that was interesting. It wasn't like the greatest, but it's pretty okay.
Yeah. They just announced new stuff for Toy Story 4 and Incredibles 2.
Another Toy Story. And I'm excited for Incredibles 2.
Yeah.
You really shouldn't make another Toy Story.
Yeah. I feel like after...
They're just
like,
capitalizing
2
on
was
this
okay.
generation.
Like, I'll say 2 was good, but 3 was
I
like...
love 3. I love
Really?
3 more than 2.
There wasn't anything wrong with 3.
I didn't see 3, so I can't
Oh,
say
you didn't?
anything. No.
Oh, man, the ending to 3 is pretty powerful.
Oh, no, I did.
I felt like that was a good send-off, too.
Yeah, no, it could have been, absolutely.
No, I did see 3. Never mind. That's where he gets rid of them. All the toys, right?
Essentially. Yeah, they go to the
Daycare.
and then the daycare is run by the bad toys, and then they
Yeah.
almost go with the
Lots of
incinerator, and they're all
hugging.
holding on, everybody's
Yeah.
crying like, oh, is this it?
Yeah, that's right.
You know?
And where do they end up at the end of that one?
Well,
With
I think they got with
a
like
family friend.
a family friend's kid, like her daughter or something.
Betsy or something, maybe
Yeah.
is her name.
Yeah.
But Andy's written on his shoe.
I know. And now it's gonna be painted over and right Betsy or whoever the kiddo's name is.
Betsy or whoever.
So in the end, does he end up with the girl cowgirl?
I don't
They
think
kind
they
of-
were together. He was with Bo
Well,
Peep.
Yeah, he was with Bo Peep, except that she just kind of disappeared in
Yeah, but she was
3.
around in 3. But
No,
she's
she
like a
wasn't. She's
secondary
never in
character.
3.
No? Are you sure?
Yep. But they do play off like a Jesse and Buzz potential like romance
That's what it
thing.
is. Yeah, yeah.
Mm.
It's the Spanish mode.
What?
Yep.
Wow, maybe I need to rewatch this
I
one.
think you do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I just remember 2, and it's Buzz Lightyear's dad.
Is Zurg.
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 Yeah.
What does
but
that remind you of?
I'm pretty sure I saw Toy Story 2 before I saw Star Wars, maybe? So I didn't understand that as a kid.
Uh-huh.
oh, that's
good.
very unfortunate.
No, that's okay.
So I just saw Despicable Me 3.
Oh, man.
Why'd you even see the second one?
I actually was
actually
kind of
not
let them
bad.
know the same.
No.
Yeah, it's not as
Nope.
And I heard the mini movie sucked.
Oh, because Despicable Me, the first one's so good.
Yeah, I like the first
I
one.
loved
It's
it.
alright.
The second one was in. This one was like okay. I mean, I thought it was good.
Yeah.
Chloe, best daughter, wanted nothing to do with it.
She didn't like it?
She was all excited for
Smart
like.
kid.
Oh,
She was all excited
wow.
because she loves the Minions,
Right,
like every
everybody
other
loves the
3-year-old.
Minions. Oh, of
But
course.
like, I guess there weren't Minions in it as much as she wanted or in the way she wanted. So instantly, like, and I have found that there are more adult humor, I think, in the like
Despicable
2 and
Me for-
3,
yeah.
and so it's harder for
A lot of
kids to
innuendo.
like. Yeah, I think so. It seems more focused towards like too much of adult humor, and she just didn't understand it and was like, I don't want to leave. But
That's
I
a
mean,
bummer.
it was all right.
No, it's not really a bummer. They shouldn't have gone in the first place.
Maybe they shouldn't have, but they always do sequels to kids movies now. Like they're gonna
Cars
do
2.
Of course,
Cars 2.
3.
There's
my bad.
3.
Cars
I heard,
3 now.
I didn't even see a second one. Like the
Neither.
first
That's-
one, there's no need for.
I
The
haven't
first
seen-
one was great. They
I
should've
watched
left
the
it at
Cinema
that.
Sins for the second one. That's all I needed to
Cinema
see.
Sins.
He watches that.
I gotta check that out.
It's a YouTube channel where they like go through
I gotta check that
all
out,
the
though.
sins of a movie and they break down.
See
Like
how
some of them, of
bad
course,
it
are
is.
super nitpicky,
Yeah.
but some of them are also like legitimate. Like,
But it's
yeah,
an
why
overview,
the heck is
basically, of,
this a
like,
thing?
Yeah.
And it's a good way. Like I've done that with a couple movies,
That you're on
like
the
where I'm
fence
like,
about?
I really don't care to see it, but I'm like, I might
Curious.
as well. Like with the new Beauty and the Beast, I really don't care. Watched it, and I'm just like, yeah, I don't need to see that movie.
Oh, see,
It's a
I
good way
like
to
the
decide.
new Beauty and the Beast. I like.
I
I haven't seen
Started,
any of
haven't
the
seen it.
live
Or
action
all-
ones that they've made.
I actually like them.
Yeah.
Like me and my
Yeah, just
girlfriend's
cash
first date
grab.
was to see The Jungle Book, and I really liked it.
I didn't see that one either.
Yeah, it was really good.
They're just they're live actioning all
Yeah.
these old ideas.
Well, because they've got a Lion
Yeah.
King one.
That How are they gonna do that?
I'm not. And look at the cast.
How
It's
are they gonna
not
do that?
overly
Aladdin's
great.
coming, and
I
then
think you're just
they
gonna
just
ruin Lion
announced
King.
another
Aladdin,
one,
yeah.
like super recently.
I think James Earl Jones is still.
Oh,
doing
Dumbo! They're gonna do a Dumbo one.
The first Dumbo wasn't that good. What was the whole basis of Dumbo? Wasn't it supposed to be like if you're tripping on LSD or something like that, or
What?
there's like an underlying.
I think I
like,
heard about
message,
that, but
yeah.
I never looked into
I
it.
don't know.
Yeah.
There's like a whole like Disney underlying message stuff that I never really.
There's a
paid
lot of
attention.
subliminal messaging with Disney.
Yeah.
For sure.
Like older Disney. I know they don't.
Yeah,
do it
yeah,
anymore.
they got
busted
they got
so bad. I
busted.
think
so
for
yeah.
years, and then they're just like, okay, let's not do
all
this
those
anymore.
remastered versions that keep coming out, they don't have any of the old stuff because they edited it out.
I never really even saw a lot like in Lion King where like it spells sex,
It
but
does.
it's supposed to do something with the sound system. I never looked it up, but
SFX or like sound effects, but it looks like sex.
yeah.
But there's like tons of
Oh
other
no! On the Little
instances.
Mermaid, apparently there's a dildo on the castle on the front case
Yeah.
of it.
Yeah, I've heard
And that one I have went and seen the case.
Uh,
If it's not supposed to be, it oddly looks
There's
a lot like
one
it.
where it's in Aladdin where, like, when he's trying to give Aladdin like tips, one of the like after that he and Jasmine start talking, you can hear like the genie whisper something like "Take your pants off" or something like that.
That
And
is Robin
I'm sure it was
Williams,
just
though.
Robin Williams making a joke and they didn't care.
Yeah, probably.
Robin, kids movie. Oh yeah, sorry guys.
Oh, that was the thing, is apparently for the live action Aladdin, Will Smith was cast as the genie.
Oh yeah. I just
Speaking of that, have you guys seen the new Jumanji trailer? Speaking of Robin Williams.
no.
It kind of looks interesting.
It's
So-
not like the board game Jumanji.
No. So the whole basis of it is they get thrown in detention. They gotta clean out like a basement in their school, and they find a Jumanji video game. So they plug it in, and they.
It's a video game.
So no. So they plug it in, and then they pick their characters, and then they get sucked into the game, and they're that character. So the part like the real nerdy kid gets the Rock's character, and the beauty
Oh my
queen
gosh.
gets Jack Black's character.
Oh dear.
And then like the really hot girl character is like the girl that gets her is like kind of the nerdy chick that doesn't really care about like image or anything, you know.
Huh.
And then the really like athletic black dude gets the Kevin Hart short guy. So it's like he's making sure she's like, where's the rest of my 2 feet? Like, and so they were like, we're in a video game, we have superpowers, and like. So, the dude that's in the Rock, he's like, okay, don't cry, you're tough, don't cry. He's just like a real nerdy kid, like, and he does it, he's not the big strong guy. So, it
I
actually...
haven't seen that.
I'll have to look at it.
The idea of it actually seems really funny, like, and it's really good. And the beauty queen, she's like, who am I? And they're like, don't look in the water, don't look at your
gosh.
reflection. She's like, I'm a fat middle-aged man. And so it's just, and again, this is all Jack Black.
Yeah,
like,
of
so
course.
it's actually, I don't know, it
Humorous.
looks pretty funny. It looks very, very humorous. So
Because I'll have to watch that
Yeah.
trailer.
Jumanji.
yeah,
Oh, they did. I don't know if you guys have seen it, because I only saw it like right before coming here. They released new posters for Star Wars 8.
Oh yeah, I did see those.
There-
Carrie Fisher and the Rebel. She's in red.
They're all in red. Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And there's like one with Ray, and there's one with.
Oh, okay. I didn't see
yeah,
that. I only saw the Carrie Fisher
She's
one.
dead. Did you see that she had like a bunch of drugs in her system?
Yeah.
Partied hard.
A little too hard, too long. You know.
I wonder if that. I guess like years of drugs could.
Well, I mean, she was a known addict for a long time. I mean, it wasn't.
Yeah.
But I mean, I imagine she's been in and out of, like,
constantly.
all that. But
I was reading that even like up until she died, like she was doing the shock treatment, like so like.
yeah.
A lot, like a couple times a month or a week or something like that. Which is kind of crazy. That I didn't even know they still really did that. I was actually talking to your wife and she was telling me.
I know. I found out a little bit more about that too recently.
Yeah.
I was like,
because
it's
not
not to the same.
It's like unplugging and plugging back in.
That's kind of what it sounds like. It's
Yeah,
like a
that's
reset.
how your wife was like it. Yeah, it just resets your emotions. And she's
yeah,
like,
but so-
you go in like depressed, they shock you, and you're like, wow, I don't want to kill myself anymore. And I'm like, I just feel like that can't be healthy.
That's what I told her. I was like, there's got to be some sort of repercussion, I would imagine, but.
Well, they say like memory loss can be.
But it's interesting. I mean, the mind's a powerful thing, and you always hear those stories like people that get shot or something happens to their brain and they still live, and then their personality changes.
You could be lobotomized and still be alive.
Well, yeah, but I'm just saying, like, it's just interesting how
Yeah.
your brain can undergo stress and some sort of trauma and then come out completely
definitely.
changed.
Yeah.
But maybe even for the better, like that. I have a hard time wrapping my
That's
mind around that, but that's
why I
fascinating.
like Shutter Island, like those movies where they go into psych hospitals or One
Ah,
Flew Over
yeah.
the Cuckoo's Nest, how
Yeah,
they
yeah.
like show, I guess, all the old school kind of, I guess you could think torture
Yeah,
methods that they
mental
try and help these mental
institutions.
people.
Yeah.
Some of the stuff they came up with is, and I took a class on mental
horrendous,
health.
some of the stuff they did.
Yeah, I took a class studying mental health, and we went over like the old school ways of doing stuff, and it was crazy. Like, I can understand why that's like a horror movie genre. Like the stuff like they talk about, like they didn't know what to do with these people, so
No,
they
they
would just like put them down in like basements sometimes, and they would just like all be zombies, and they're like torturing them and all this stuff. I was like, dude, that would be like a freaking scary time to like be in that situation, like totally crazy.
We're only decades removed from that. So,
Right.
And we're still learning.
That's what's crazy. Is like not even maybe 50 years out of fully being out of that.
Yeah.
Well, you see just like the old medical instruments and how
Well, even all those are dated.
Yeah, dude.
deadly they look.
Dude, those look like medieval like torture devices. You're like, what? Like
They're so archaic.
this was government issued?
Let's go back to the doctors
FDA
wearing the
approved.
plague masks with the
Oh, with the it looked like a bird.
and
mask going on.
they just use leeches to heal everything.
Well,
Oh yeah, that's how you cleanse your blood.
Well, like,
Just
or
put a bunch of
bleeding
leeches
yourself.
in.
That's how Washington pretty much died. He got sick, and one of his friends was like, you know what? I think you should just wait it out, like, drink some water. And then he was like, I've had this doctor for years. He's going to bleed me. So they used to cut, and the idea was they get all the bad blood out, and you are healed. And so he really, if he would have listened to the other doctor, because I think it's tuberculosis. I think it's tuberculosis. I'm not sure. But he would have lived, most likely. And with, like, what was being done, and instead they, like, bled him, and it, like, just made things
That's
10 times
intense.
worse. But that's what they used to do. They used to just get a little razor, they used to cut you, they used to sit you and just, you'd bleed into, like, little bowls, and the idea was, we're bleeding,
You're injecting all the bad.
you're injecting all the bad stuff, and you'll be better. Which, I
Crazy.
don't know who pitched that idea to people, but that dude is a marketing genius. Like, that is just crazy to me. It's like, yeah, we're just going to drain all the blood out of your body.
Well,
and
You just look back at the things that people used to do.
It's
like,
the logic they had.
people
back
are
then,
just.
isn't
I mean, they still are stupid, but they were especially
decision
stupid back
making.
then.
Yeah, it was like
in the 1900s, people did some really... I'm sure even further back, but just as close to as we are now, like, they're...
even the decision making.
Oh yeah.
Like, I mean, I was watching The Imitation Game with Benedict Cumberbatch, and, like, the whole thing is his character is gay, and so at the end, they pretty much find out, and pretty much the government solution is to pump him with hormones to...
Chemically castrated.
chemically
it's-
castrate you so you're not gay anymore. I'm like, how in any science,
how is that a
science
solution?
method back in the day did that make sense? Like... So it's just like, even, you look at some of the stuff, it's like, this is...
Yeah,
and like
it's
you said,
pretty
we're not
hardcore.
even that far out of that.
No,
like,
we're not that far removed yet. You know.
like 60, 70 years maybe. Like, people were still alive now when that was happening.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
Like,
Grandparents' age. Yeah.
No wonder our grandparents are so messed up sometimes.
Or, yeah, just certain people, PTSD, all the stuff you've seen and been through.
Now I kind of get, though, like, how you always hear those stories, like, from your parents, like, oh, my parents are so much harder, da-da-da-da. And it's like, you, like, learn about all the crap that they went through. It's like, no wonder they were like that, and they have those
That's
stories.
why Dad
like,
never smiled.
He went through Nam.
Yeah, pretty much.
So it's just, that's crazy. But it makes for really good movies now. Like, you can make some good movies based on that stuff.
Oh,
so.
yeah. I mean, it's all...
I'm sure that's what they.
We're going
That's
for.
what they were hoping, yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's
like
just...
when they were charging up on D-Day, they were like, you know what? Someday there's gonna be a good movie about this.
And it is called Saving Private Ryan.
Saving Private Ryan.
Dude, that
Best Picture winner.
No, dude, that scene though in the beginning.
Yeah.
It's one of the most intense scenes I think probably in movie history when it comes to like war movies.
Oh, for sure.
Like, I think there's very few that like hold up to that because that is so intense and like there's been people that have said like that's pretty much exactly how D-Day was.
That's
like
insane.
that
That's
intense.
just crazy.
Like, I wouldn't even know, like, I think now, putting myself in that situation, like, you're in a boat and people are shooting at you.
Nah, bruh.
It's like, I
Throw this thing around.
Let's get out of here.
Not happening today.
Man.
So that's when I see the, was it Dunkirk?
I was just going to bring
Dunkirk.
that Dunkirk.
Dunkirk.
I heard it was really good, actually.
Yeah, and so I, in my history classes, was learning about it, and that's just kind of a crazy thought, too. And those guys didn't have anything.
Yeah,
really.
they were, I don't, from what I guessed from the trailer, they seemed kind of like sitting ducks, just waiting for their inevitable doom. You know?
I would be the dude, like, covering myself with sand, like, up to, like, my nose so the enemy couldn't see me. Be like, I'm just gonna sit here.
You're gonna stay on the beach.
I'm gonna wait this out, guys. They won't see me.
Oh, gosh.
But
then they drop bombs and it doesn't matter, man.
no, because
At least a bomb, well, depending on how it hits, is a quick way to go.
Yeah. If it hits, like, close enough that it does a lot of damage, but not right on you, where you're like...
like, oh, God!
or, like, in, We Were Soldiers, when the napalm hits a dude and they go to pick him up and his skin just, I'd be like, bullet, right here. Let's do this. Let's get this over with. That's a wrap.
And it's one of those things, like, I'm not scared to die, whatever, it can happen.
It can happen.
Well, I mean, it's gonna happen.
Yeah, we will
at some
all die.
point. But, like, there are definitely points with that where, like, I just don't feel like I would care enough anymore to continue living. It's like, let's just finish this.
Like,
That's
quality
what
of
I'm
life,
saying, like-
moving forward, you're like,
Quality of life.
Not even, I mean, quality of life, but also just, again, like,
Going
the
through
pain
that.
you have to be going through at
Oh,
that
and
moment.
then how do you move on from that?
If you even move on, you may just go through that pain to get to a hospital to die in a hospital.
Yeah, and that's not a good way to go.
Yep, I don't know if I could do that. Like getting a limb blown off. That's like one thing, but it's like someone like getting burned your entire body. Like I don't know, man.
Yeah, all of it I'm not in favor of. But
I would not choose this.
Not my first choice.
I'll just be cliche. Yeah, in my sleep when I'm old.
Just pass away.
Yeah.
Or like
I
you're 90 and you just OD on heroin.
Because you're doing heroin when you're 90?
Dude, that's the time to do it.
That's the time to do it.
Yeah, because what are the
What are the risks?
You're 90.
I don't know.
Like when you're young, you can accidentally OD and it's like, oh, like he had so
Over
much
D,
like,
by the way. That's what he just said. I would like to put
over
that.
OD.
Dylan, you just OD'd.
I know. But it's like, think about it. It's like when people die like a young age from that, and they're like, he was so young, he had so much. The 9-year-old dude like overdosed.
He had
on
so
heroin.
much to live for.
Yeah, it's like they're like, no, he lived like.
Wow, he partied till the end of his days.
Yeah, seriously, it's like 9 years old. You're not really doing much, but like. Anyway, it's just like you might as well. That's the time to start getting high on that stuff, dude.
I mean,
like when you're younger, no,
okay,
like there's
so,
too much risk.
So you want to die in your sleep. You want to die at 90 from an overdose of heroin.
No. I'm just saying, like, that's the time to start doing drugs. When it
That's what I
happens, okay?
So, I should check on you when you're
I
90.
think I'll just go with the,
Imagine you're in a nursing home and you're like, what would you like today, Dylan? I'm like, I want some heroin.
Some black tar?
Some black tar. And they're like, what?
Give me
We're
those
just gonna-
shrooms.
And then they're just talking in the back. We're going to have to up his meds today. Just his regular dose.
I'm going to
No
go
heroin.
very unconventional with mine here.
Arrow to the knee.
No.
Oh, no.
You don't die from that.
Yeah.
You just lose your
Infection.
adventure status.
Infection.
Yeah, you just cut your limb.
So, if I'm gonna go, everyone else might as well go too, right?
Oh,
so,
boy.
Oh, you motherfucker.
So I would like to die because the Earth is incinerated by the sun.
Wow.
That
Wow.
still seems like there are a few seconds where that sucks.
Well,
Yeah.
Same with like a nuke.
Oh, yeah, that would suck
Like,
too.
you have a good, I don't know how long, let's say minute, if that, 30 seconds of just sheer pain.
I don't think it's that long.
I don't know.
It was fast enough that the people in like Hiroshima, you see like their shadow from how quickly they just were like poof.
Whoa. Really?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
I mean, again, in that case, it depends on how
But they
close
were
you are.
close.
But the people who were like incinerated by it, it was like that. I mean, the energy is traveling at like
No,
I don't know how fast, but
so fast.
pretty dang fast.
I hate
The speed of fast.
the speed of fast. Oh,
Wow.
Yeah.
We got dark today, I feel. A little bit.
a little bit.
Talking about death
Talking
and
about
black
death.
tar heroin and...
I mean, they're pretty closely related if you really think about it.
Wait, which one?
In a lot of ways.
No, yes.
A lot.
Even kids' movies tell me Alice in Wonderland was not invented by someone on shrooms. Just saying.
Isn't it like confirmed that that was
I
the
mean,
thing?
Yeah, that's why I said it.
That's
Because I
what
knew
they
I
call
could
it, going
directly
down
relate
the
that one
rabbit
to
hole.
drugs.
Right?
But no, I think like tell me how many people that write plays and stuff are on drugs. Like I feel like that's where 90% of their creativity.
Was Shakespeare on drugs?
Probably most likely because it was
A lot of
back
beer.
in the 1700s.
No, I'm just kidding.
A lot of beer.
No, I imagine not every creative artist is clean. You know?
I bet you they're the best ones. The ones that aren't.
I don't know.
I just
I
don't
can't
have,
speak for
Yeah.
them.
I don't have faith in humanity, so I just assume.
You just
I just assume everybody's doing drugs until proven otherwise.
You're guilty until proven
Hasn't led me
innocent.
astray yet.
You are guilty until proven innocent.
Oh, man.
And very few are proven innocent because I don't know a lot of people.
All right.
Yep.
Um,
So that's all you guys can take out of today is everyone is on
and when you're
drugs.
90,
do heroin.
yeah,
That's the time. That's the time to
Don't
start.
do it until
I
then.
mean, if your health's pretty bad, you can start at 80, but you know.
But consult your physician.
It's like one of those, ask your doctor if your heart's healthy enough to have sex.
Yeah, pretty much.
Ask your doctor if your heart's healthy enough for black tar heroin.
Matt, yeah, and there's your PSA for heroin.
Yeah.
For the day. So.
I mean,
You're welcome, heroin advertisers.
tell me what's the difference between Jay's is passing out in his sleep and mine is just ODing and fading out. It's the same thing.
Yeah, sure.
Oh yeah, that's all.
Except mine, you get one badass trip before you fall asleep.
Yeah, I guess, but then
Nothing's
It
like.
could be a bad
What are your
trip.
last
You
memories?
don't know how good of a trip it
That's
was.
true. What were your last memories? Leprechauns were shooting out of my ass, and then I died. So you know, I
That
guess
doesn't
it could...
sound like a good thing to
So
me.
no, I'm saying it could be bad. I mean, that would be a pretty bad last
trip.
memory. Anyway,
My
last memories were of the sun exploding.
the rays of light just shooting towards us. That's
Okay, fine, I'll change it. Death Star blowing us up. Is that better?
I think it's overdone. I'm just kidding.
it's been done quite
You're
a
right.
bit.
We've had too many Death Stars.
Something like it though. The sun, I guess. Well, I guess
No.
their
We'll go
last
we'll go back
Death
to the
Star
sun.
harnessed power from the sun. So.
Yeah. Okay.
That's right.
All right. Next topic.
Next topic. Bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.